Hey everybody, what's going on? Baru here, back again with some more Borderlands. And today I wanted to have a little bit of a chat with you all of my viewers. I don't want to use the word fans because I hate that word, but my viewers here on YouTube. And I wanted to just chat with you all. It's sort of a little bit of a continuation of the last video that I uploaded. And I've got sort of this weight. I got like this weight that's on my chest, and I just wanted to kind of get it off. So what exactly is the topic of this before we even get started? It's going to be the return. The return to Borderlands. A lot of people have been asking, when you gonna do it? You know, when are you gonna jump right back into that Borderlands life? And I'm not gonna lie, after having like an 8-month plus, almost like a year hiatus from, you know, doing Borderlands full time, I'm not gonna lie, I wanna jump back into it, even if it's only temporary, even if it's only a temporary, you know, frolic through the Borderlands. I wanted to come back to it. I wanted to have sort of like a Borderlands month, as it were. That would probably be say like a month of Borderlands. Now, when exactly would this happen? Well, it would be in poor taste for me to just suddenly jump back on the Borderlands while Goth is, you know, doing like his Borderlands week. So I wanted to create like a special event where we'll go back into the Borderlands and relive everything. You know, we'll take a character, we'll bring them back up to that OP8. We'll do everything all again. We'll do them raids. And I might even dabble in a little bit of One Life. Now, this will probably happen somewhere around June, July, somewhere around there. Somewhere in that time, because summer is typically where things are dead anyway, and it's like there's nothing going on. So I feel like June, July would probably be a good time for like a month of Borderlands to come back, you know, for another hoorah, as it were. But I want to give Borderlands, or not Borderlands, I want to give Battleborn its chance to shine, because we already know that Borderlands 3 is coming out after Battleborn. But I want to give Battleborn its chance, so we're going to be at least doing, you know, Battleborn for a solid month before we, you know, jump into anything like that. But I wanted to take a second here to talk to you all about the whole leaving of the Borderlands and kind of explain my point of view on this thing. Now, like I said, this is kind of a weight that I've had on me, and I never really talked about this. So we're going to kind of explain why exactly I just kind of stopped Borderlands entirely in the first place. And it goes back to the One Life. When I was doing One Life, I had created this sort of goal, this thing that I wanted to get done. I devoted so many hours with myself and Ryoko to trying to beat this One Life. And if you weren't aware of what it was, basically trying to beat the entire game without dying a single time. And I slowly became obsessed with this challenge. I was spending, you know, 8 to 10 hours a day trying to beat this. And the crazy thing is, after months of doing this challenge, I finally beat this challenge. It was such a good feeling. I haven't had a feeling like that in gaming in ever. Actually, no, I'll take that back. First time I killed the Lich King in WoW, probably that. That's how it felt. That is how it felt. It was such a good feeling to finally finish a challenge you've been working so long to try and beat. But then became a slight problem. There was a problem with beating One Life, and I started to notice it almost immediately. Once I had beaten this challenge, I had devoted hours and hours and hours into doing, I realized I just killed any desire to keep playing. I had done literally everything. That was it. That was the final thing. I hadn't done that yet, so then I was done. There wasn't anything left. I had beaten the game without dying. I loaded up Borderlands the very next day, and I was like, I don't know what to do. I don't even know what I want to play. Where do I go? What could I possibly load up? And I started to feel like this sort of like, I don't know. I was starting to get really burnt out. Like, that was it. I had so much fuel, so much fire going into this challenge, and then I beat it, and it was just like, what now? What do I do? I've done it. It's done. I beat it. Now what? And that's when I kind of started, I started to feel like I needed a break from Borderlands. But I didn't really like tell people that. I just kind of stopped casting it. To be fair, that was my fault. But that's when I started jumping on the Binding of Isaac, and I started going on this very large variety binge. As you probably noticed on the channel, we just started stop uploading Borderlands entirely, and then suddenly Isaac is just all over the place. I uploaded like nothing but Isaac. My streams were nothing but Isaac. My streams were just variety casts nonstop. I was playing Mass Effect, everything. I just went straight variety broadcaster and content creator, and it was just like people were shell shocked at that. I was like, why? Where's Borderlands? And you know what? I can't blame people for asking, where's Borderlands, when I suddenly go from uploading nothing but Borderlands for 2 to 3 years, and then suddenly Binding of Isaac. Just, that's one hell of a change. But to get to where this whole weight on my chest thing, I started to kind of resent Borderlands a little bit, because I wanted to see if I could actually... I wanted to see if I could grow my channel beyond just Borderlands. I wanted to be more than just the Borderlands guy. So I was starting to, you know, dabble in a lot of different things and make a lot of different choices, and, you know, I was just trying to expand here. And while we're doing that, I got a lot of questions asking like, hey, when's Borderlands? Hey, where's Borderlands? Hey, where's Borderlands? And I started to really hate these questions, because it was like, I need a break, man. I need to stop playing it. I've got 5,000 hours in the game. Give me a moment. And I really started to hate these questions, and I started reacting to these questions. It's like, I hate the game. I'm tired of it. I don't want to play it anymore. I never want to play it again. It's not really true, and it's not against these people who were asking. These are people who were passionate about the game, just like I am. I'm very passionate about Borderlands. I love the game. It's just, I got burnt out. I needed to recharge. But I started to take that out on the people asking. And to you, I apologize. That's the weight that I have on me. I kind of let the people who watched my channel for so long, just wanting to see more of their favorite game, I kind of let them down a little bit, because I didn't really explain things. But anyway, fast forwarding to the previous day, I wanted to just kind of clean the slate. There's a lot of things that have happened in the past, you know, say as, you know, a falling out with Gathalion, or, you know, not working with other people, or drama on the Gearbox forums. There's so many things that have happened in the past. But moving forward, if we're going to do Borderlands again, say in the next, you know, couple of months or so, I want to clean the slate. I don't want to have any of this animosity. I don't want to have any drama, period. I'm happy with pretty much everything as is. And I have no ill will towards anyone. And I want that to be abundantly clear. I don't hate anybody. Everything is pretty much good. And while it's not the topic of the video, and I didn't want to make a video kind of, you know, going over it, I even had a chance to talk with Gathalion himself, and, well, briefly. And it's just like, hey, we don't need animosity. And we agreed to that. You know? Not saying we're going to work together again, but we don't need to have this hatred. Baru's better! We don't need that. Nobody needs that. It's not good for a content creator. Like, okay, drama fuels views. Let's be honest here, but it's not the point that we're trying to make here. So going forward, I apologize to those I may have offended during the hiatus of the Borderlands. The return of Borderlands will come back, and it will be glorious. And we'll do a full month of it, the month of Borderlands. And then we'll probably go back and waiting until, Borderlands 3 comes out, and we'll occasionally do some Borderlands here and there. But we'll give it a solid month of return in the next 1 to 2 months. But anyway, that is everything I wanted to say today. I want to thank you so very much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, if you agree with this, leave a comment or leave a like, either one. And I will catch you all in the next one, everybody. Later.